All right. Well, I think if people are going to be joining, they should have joined by now. So I guess this is the meeting number 3 of All Wallet Devs. We do have a very light agenda today. We're mostly just going to be talking about the Wallet Extension Registry and E5139. So ZK Doof wants me to mention that any wallets who haven't already signed up for the interoperability test event should do so. You can find info about it in the test event channel. And with that out of the way, I guess we can talk about Wallet Extension Registry. So quick summary, Corbin, who isn't here today, wants to come up with a standard way of having multiple browser extensions cooperate so they don't clobber window.ethereum. And on the last call, we discussed using a completely different mechanism for registering wallets, and that's using a custom scheme handler. So think Mail2, except maybe Web3 or EVM or something along those lines, and every wallet or web page registering a handler for it, and then using WebRTC to communicate. If anybody has any thoughts or updates on that, we can talk about that today. If not, we can move on to the next topic.
Sorry, I missed it, but how will it be backward compatible with the current Window.Ethereum mass?
It wouldn't be. So you'd still need a way to handle that. But I think like Wallet Connect and Web3 Modal are already working on getting rid of Window.Ethereum. So
For Tele, I have created a solution where we can use Window.Ethereum as a trap object and expose all the providers that try to inject it on Window.Ethereum.providers array, which Coinbase is using. I think also MetaMask is using this, and Web3 on board as well. Would it make sense to open the conversation about the backward compatible way so we have something that all our users can benefit from now, and also come up with a way to handle all this problem for the future?
yeah, I think that's definitely something we should be concerned about. And Corbin's proposal similarly had like a check if Window.Ethereum exists, and then if it does, like chain to it. So yeah. But it would.
Who is
Go ahead, sorry.
Who is coordinating this effort? Because my idea was to create a shared package for the whole ecosystem that handles this problem, and all wallet providers and everybody could use that package. I just don't want to tie it to Tele or any specific organization.
Yeah. So that's exactly what Corbin was suggesting in the extension registry channel. I think it's like the first or second message. He's kind of talking about how it works, and then yeah, we'd want to create like a shared package for doing it. So I think you guys are aligned there, which is good. Yeah, it is literally the first message. So if you scroll all the way up, it's up there.
So I was kind of working with him when I came up with the solution. I was just wondering whether there was any recent development on this area, because I kind of lost track, but that's my fault, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything specifically new about Window.Ethereum, just about like the next generation kind of connect method, which I think is less important.
Sweet, thank you.
Do you have a repository or something for what you and Corbin are working on, or?
We synced ideas, and I created the Tele implementation according to that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, if you want like to link it or whatever in that channel, that'd be great. Maybe some other wallets will look at it.
Sweet. Just a sec.
Was there anything else you wanted to talk about the extension registry kind of idea?
No, I'm all good. I will think Corbin, and let's see where we can take this shared package idea. Maybe just one last question is there any GitHub teams or any GitHub repository setup that all of us can use?
I don't think we have one yet, but I can make one if you want.
I would love that.
Sure, yeah, I'll do it. I'll just call it like Ethereal Wallets for now or something like that, and we can workshop the name offline.
Perfect. Just something not to tie with Tele, MetaMask, or to avoid this or politics and whatnot.
Yeah, something common. Yeah, that makes sense.
On that note, like we don't have to use the one I created, but to that vein, that's what Web3 Well sort of was intended to be. Like I'm working with the EF on a wallet thing, but it's the Web3 Well was meant to be somewhat of a neutral territory. Is it worth using that, or just happy to go with Ethereum wallets?
Oh, I'm down with something like that. I don't have a strong preference. I don't know if anybody else does.
Cool. I'll share a link somewhere.
Sure. And if anybody wants like an invite to that org, I guess they can ask for it in the Discord, or?
Yep, I guess so.
Okay, perfect. Cool. So then I guess we can move on to discussing EAP 5139, which was kind of a Uniswap token lists, but for RPC providers, EIP. So this came out of a discussion we had on the first and second, I guess the previous two calls. And that's about how adding random RPC providers from a DApp might not be the most secure idea. So we've come up with these curated RPC provider lists that are stored on ENS or HTTPS. And so far, the feedback from MetaMask has been that it's a lot of work for not too much security gain. So if anybody wants to take a look at that, the link is in the agenda, and I can post it again in general. If you want to review it and let me know how difficult you think it is for your particular wallet, please do, and whether you think it's worthwhile pursuing or not.
So I read through the ETHMAG's discussion and read the EIP, and based on like TJ Rush's comment, so it was the idea that each wallet provider would be curating their own list. Like that does sound kind of analogous to the way Uniswap is tackling the token list. Is that how you envisioned it?
Yeah, so right now each wallet does provide their own list by default. It's just not in a standard format. So this would be standardizing that format so that non-wallet providers, let's say I wanted to publish a list and I'm not affiliated with a wallet, I'd be able to do it too. So it's kind of just like standardizing what's already there.
Okay. I don't see why does Dan think I saw the discussion on here too. Why does Dan think that would be like a heavier lift with UX? It seems like it wouldn't be that bad.
Because I think you need to have a like a text field, I guess, to add a list, and then you also need to add IPFS support to your wallet. So if you don't already have that, it might be a little heavy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that part makes more sense.
Yeah, I mean, we could maybe reduce it in scope so it's only HTTPS by default, but actually, I guess, wait, you can probably grab everything from like the Cloudflare IPFS gateway, so it probably shouldn't even be that much work to support IPFS.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy for us to say, so we're, back end and we're not really impacted by this because, we're just supplementing the security of, of wallet extensions and other tools. It seems like a good idea just from like a user perspective, providing support when there's been periods of congestion. The only thing I've been able to refer users to is David Mihal's site, ethereumnodes.com. And even then, like everyone's so used to either running their own node or using a default provider, Infura, that like it's so rare that it comes up. We always scramble to be like, what's David's link again? We'll just send him the MyCrypto link for an RPC endpoint. So even just for mainnet, having more options baked in would be great for users. So I'm supportive of this in general, but obviously it all comes down to what extension devs actually want to do themselves, because they're the ones doing the lifting. So yeah, cool idea.
Oh, thanks. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's really what it comes down to. If any wallet devs here want to speak up about how useful they think it is and how likely they would be to implement it, that'd be great. Or if you haven't read it, just let me know. we can end early today.
I personally haven't read it, but my problem is who is taking care of the token list, and how can we prevent from malicious addresses to get into that?
So each wallet right now already has a list of providers, right? Like like MetaMask uses Ethereum, right? Yeah. So.
But the thing is that the wallet developers usually take care of checking what providers they add to their source code, because it's kind of sensitive and important. But if I understand the proposal correctly, the list should be hosted on Cloudflare or somewhere else, where a community or somebody can take care of updating the list, adding new RPC providers and whatnot. Who will be doing that in analogy?
Yeah, so the list isn't that there would be one list. It would be a standard format for lists. So MetaMask would still maintain the MetaMask list of providers. It would just be in this format as opposed to whatever like format they use now. And then users could switch to a different list if they want. But each wallet would come with a default list that wallet's developers curate.
Gotcha. Sorry, I misunderstood the concept. This is kind of really cool.
Oh, nice. Well, I'm glad you like it.
So I know I kind of already asked about this, but was Dan's critique more that, like, if the list format is standardized, is it the idea that someone, even if they're using, they're a new user using MetaMask, that they would load a malicious list in the same way that they could be prompted to load in a malicious RPC endpoint from a dApp?
There wouldn't be an RPC endpoint for adding a new list. You would actually have to dig in the advanced settings to go and find it. I mean, it'd be up to the wallet developers. They could put it right on the homepage if they want, but I guess the way I'm envisioning it is that it would be somewhere deep in the settings.
Yeah, that would make more sense. Just not wanting to allow that kind of prompt that people would click through if they're not security conscious.
Exactly. Yeah, that's kind of the main motivation for this, is to avoid baiting users into just clicking yes on things. No, if I were to make a reference implementation of the fetching code, because the way it works is you can have a base list and then you can have extensions built on top of it. That was something that came up in the last meeting that a couple people wanted. So if I made an implementation of that, would that be useful? Would wallet devs want to implement their own? I don't know what the NIMBYism is for wallet code, or not NIMBYism, NIH.
I think that might be helpful, but quick question. Did you design anything that a list of features, supported endpoints or something for the RPC providers? Because different RPC providers have different capabilities, and I'm not sure how is it for other wallet devs, but ours is depending on custom functionality, and I'm pretty sure it's the same for everybody else.
So what kind of capabilities are we talking here? Like archive data or?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's nothing in there for it right now. Would that be useful?
So as a wallet dev, let's say for Tele, if I'm about to open a door for the world to import any list of RPC providers from anybody in a given format, I somehow need to be able to feature check, like we can do that in CSS or JavaScript for browsers.
Right. What kind of features are you looking for?
I can talk about Alchemy specifics like transaction history and scraping, going back to and finding transactions, get token balances. These are the two most prominent that comes to mind.
And
Okay.
another one that I was just gonna say another one that comes to mind is maybe you just want like a notes field in addition to that too is like the Flashbots RPC. If you just had a drop-down list and people are looking for a responsive RPC, if there's some sort of congestion issue with whatever they're using, if you switch to Flashbots, nothing's going to go through because you need to understand that you need to, put your base fee higher in order to get included in a block. So, I mean, maybe just having the flexibility with the list format to have a few extra fields for the feature tracking and like a note for something bespoke. I don't know.
So if we're going to put it into the list format, I think it would have to be something that all wallets agree on, or at least there's some kind of like standard way of asking for the capabilities. So that'd be useful to like make a table or like a list of the things that you check for. And then the other thing is, I think there's a group of people, I think the Wallet Connect people and Micah would prefer like a handshake kind of RPC call where you can ask the RPC provider what it supports as like an RPC endpoint itself. Is that better? Is that worse? What do you guys think about that?
More maintainable, for sure.
Okay, so you prefer the handshake?
Actually, I believe if it's a static list, it will go out of date really soon.
Okay. So maybe we have to come up with a way of doing like asking the RPC endpoint like once every week or month or when the wallet starts and asking it what it supports. Okay, that's another option. I can look into doing something like that, but I don't know anything about the capabilities that wallets need. So if somebody wants to make a list of what you check for, that would probably be a good place to start.
Can you, or maybe you have already, started a GitHub repo or something where we can issue pull requests with ideas and we can continue discussion there?
Sure, I think there's the Web3 well would be a good place to put that, I think. I didn't have anything else to talk about besides those, I guess, the reminder. If you want to work on the interoperability event, anybody else has anything to talk about, now's the time, or else we can break for today.
Thanks for that, Sam. I see Yoav's here. I was thinking, and I think I saw some messages before about 4337 and potentially having a channel for that. Does that make sense, or I didn't see where the rest of the comments went?
Yeah, I think it would be great to have such a channel because a few people already asked me about it. So how do we add a channel?
You ask me, and I add it, and it's done.
Thank you.
Right, thanks.
Rough consensus.
Yeah. This is a dictatorship. Yeah, I think you had a server for 4337 too, right? So that might be something good to pin in that channel if you want to post a message about it.
Yes, there is a server. There is a separate server for it. But since a few people asked about it on the wallet, I thought it would be good to have some discussions there. We'll put a message there.
Great, thanks.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, take care, everybody. See you all next month.
See you then.
Yeah,
Bye.
thanks.